Alright, greetings friends. Bit of a random video today, but I want to talk to you about the new Primaris jump packs and why I think GW should sell them to us, like on a sprue on its own, without having to buy 5 assault marines for 35 bucks. And I've got reasons, and I want to tell you my personal story, because I think this is relevant to not just me, but a lot of people. Okay, so just to show you before we get into it, I did buy this new Jump Captain and the new Jump Pack Intercessors. I did use a third-party retailer because I'll take 20% off. There's a cost of living crisis, don't judge me. But I am a paying customer, so I have bought these guys. I will be making them on stream. I will be painting them, whatever. But I think Games Workshop should sell these individually. And I think I have reasons, right? For the Space Marine jump packs, you used to be able to buy these, or you still can. This is still on the Games Workshop website. So arguably, if you've got Assault Intercessors or something you wanted to convert, I guess now would be the time. We don't know how long these are going to still be around for. I think this red thing just means it's available to order now. So, but you could get 5 of these for £6. I think they may have been cheaper before, but $1.20 per jump pack for me is totally fine. I'm willing to pay $1.20. I'm probably even willing to pay £2 a jump pack for the Primaris ones. And I would buy these and convert a bunch of models. I have a lot of Death Company. I have a lot of Assault Intercessors. I have regular Intercessors. Bunches of them on sprues. Models that I don't even particularly need, like Infernus squads or whatever. So I could do lots of conversions. I could have lots of fun. And I would buy jump packs if they were on sale. Let's talk about like what we had to do last edition. Last edition, we never got enough Storm Shields in the boxes. I wanted to do 30 Vanguard Vets last edition with Storm Shields. I wanted to do 10 with Thunderhammers, 10 with a single Lightning Claw, and 10 with Chainswords. I think I ended up only doing 20, but that was my original plan until I started looking around where to get Storm Shields. And obviously you don't get enough Storm Shields in certain boxes. I actually do think you have like 4 or maybe even 5 Storm Shields in a Vanguard Veteran box, but I have a lot of like Assault Marines? Yes, I'm trying to think that's what they're called. And I also had Death Company models. I maybe even had some Sangre Guard, and I was going to convert a bunch of them into Vanguard Veterans. You know, the way this channel started was me doing conversions of Warhammer. That's one of the things I enjoy the most, right? So I was doing my conversions, I was making my Vanguard Veterans, I was magnetizing bits here and there. And when you actually start looking into it, this is about standard in eBay. You'll be £1.50 to £2 per Storm Shield, which isn't so bad, but the problem is every single one is going to have like £2 delivery on them. So realistically, you get to like £3.50 or £4 per Storm Shield. So to get 5 Storm Shields, it's 20 bucks. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay 20 bucks for 5 Storm Shields. It's a tiny little bit of plastic that's super thin. So what I did for my Storm Shields, and I guess this means that if I ever went to a GW tournament, I couldn't use my Vanguard Veterans, I looked around and found this website called Cromlech. They're an EU company and they make miniature parts, and they're at the same scale of GW, and they actually make these little, they call them legendary shields, and I did a red cross on them like the Blood Angels do with their Death Company, and they've got the little skull and they've got the little wreath thing, so they look great on my Vanguard Veterans. And I think these were a little cheaper when I bought them, and I think you can buy them straight off their website rather than going through eBay, but here they are basically 5 for £9, so essentially half the price. And like I said, I think you can go through the website and maybe even get them a little bit cheaper if you just hit cromlech.eu. So that's what's going to happen, right? Like, if you don't sell the parts, someone somewhere is now 3D printing the parts, and, or in this case, I don't even know if these are 3D printed, maybe they're just casting them, but if they're not available, or they're only available through eBay and they're super expensive, or they're only available in that I have to spend 35 bucks for 5 Assault Intercessors to get 5 jump packs, and I have tons of Assault Intercessors. Like, I have tons of Intercessors. I have tons built and painted, but I have tons unbuilt. I probably got 50 unbuilt, maybe. Because I always buy all the new boxes. You know, if you ever watch my videos, I've got every new release behind me. You know, like, I buy it all. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, sometimes I just think that it would be nice if they could just make it a little bit lower pain point, I guess. Because I will, like, I did go to eBay. I do buy weapons off eBay. I've bought Thunderhammers off eBay. I've bought jump packs off eBay. I even bought Desolation Marines off eBay before they got nerfed, right? So, like, if I find a squad cheaper on eBay than the box, I'll go to eBay. So I guess my point is that, like, if I go to eBay, then Games Workshop are making no money, right? So if they actually sell some of these things at reasonable prices, I'm not asking them to be super cheap. I'm asking them for it to be reasonable. I'm just asking you to give us the option to buy them. And I can understand, like, jump intercessors are brand new, right? So, like, right now you can't buy them. You can't buy the jump packs. I'm totally fine with that. Like, release your models first, and then 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, give us the jump packs. But what I'm asking is, please give us the jump packs, because otherwise a quick Google search will show you this. So people are already out there making these 3D printed things, and you know, like, if you can't get it officially, then people are going to buy the 3D print. So why would they not sell them officially? And, like, looking at the sprue, it looks like 5 of these jump packs with these little wingy bits, these vents. And then I guess I didn't highlight these things. I forgot about these. These are the bits that go in the bottom of the jump packs, I guess, like the exhaust ports. But they look like they would fit quite nicely on a single sort of half-size sprue. If you imagine this is a full-size sprue, I'm sure they would fit on a half-size sprue. They're maybe a little bit more complicated than the current jump packs, but I'm not asking them to be the same price as £6. I'm just asking them to be reasonable, and please let me buy them, because I have a ton of models that have become legends, and I don't play 30k. I don't have time to play 30k. I've got no interest in... Well, it's not that I've got no interest. I've just got no time. I've got 2 kids. I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a job. I've got a family. Like, I get no time to play more than one game. If you've ever watched any of my videos, I have, like, the entire collection of Star Wars Imperial Assault. Like, everything. It's, like, one of my favourite board games. I haven't played it since before COVID. So that's, like, 4 years. Right? So, like, I don't... Even if I wanted to learn another game, I don't have time. So I guess what I'm asking is, can I not take some of those models, those old models that are no use to me anymore, and you know, put Primaris jump packs on them and make them into Primaris Marines? I'd very much like to be able to do that. I'd also like to maybe even use some of the old Primaris bits that I don't think I'm going to make Infernus Marines. I've got 20 Infernus Marines sitting on sprues. If you sold me jump packs, I could use them, I could convert them. That would be really helpful for me. I'd really appreciate it. And I also wanted to just point out, like also coming back to, like, these upgrade sprues, I think that Games Workshop, you should be asking your community what people feel about these upgrade sprues, because I've had to buy some upgrade sprues recently, and I bought I bought the vanilla one. I do not rate this Primaris upgrade sprue at all. You know, the vanilla one, you get a Sanguinary Guard head, which you can put on other squads, gives your squad some good character. You get the Laurel Wreath head, and you get this, I don't know what you call that thing over the top like that, but you get basically 3 really cool helmets. Use unhelmeted faces, I can take them or leave them. But when you go to the shoulder pads, look at all the customization and coolness on these shoulder pads. And then look at the sort of vanilla-ness of these shoulder pads, I guess. Yes, you've got the 3 Aggressor / Gravis shoulder pads in there. That's nice. And I suppose it's nice if you need a chainsword or a bolt pistol arm. I think that's a bit legacy. That was, like, right at the start of 10th edition. We didn't get, like, bolt pistols and chainsword arms for Primaris. So that's not so relevant now. But I had to buy an upgrade sprue recently because I wanted more, like, Blood Angel specific heraldry and shoulder pads. And I ended up buying the classic one, because I just think that the classic one is better than this Primaris one. So I was kind of thinking when I started talking about this video, was like, could they maybe revisit some of these? I don't mean to be overly critical. I'm just not going to buy stuff that isn't exciting to me. And this Primaris sprue is not exciting. The Firstborn shoulder pads fit perfectly onto Primaris models. The heads also fit perfectly on. These little winged things or something can be stuck onto, like, the backs of Gravis units, backpacks, or even on the top of, like, a dreadnought. In general, I just don't think this Primaris upgrade sprue is very good. So what I guess, and I think this leads all into the same conversation that I'm trying to have here, is, like, I know as the game stands, with a lot of the new Primaris releases, we have very limited weapon options, and for lots of units, typically beyond the Sergeant, Primaris squads cannot take more than a single customizable option, and many squads don't even get that option with the Sergeant. I, for one, wouldn't have any problems buying some extra weapon options in a second pack. You know, like I always hear them say, well, they only put the weapon options that are in the box now. So that's what you can play with, right? But like, I don't know if that's great. And I think an example of that I've heard of lately is, for example, right, like Death Company and the Blood Angels force with chainswords are completely dead on arrival now. There's no reason to use Death Company with chainswords anymore. Just use them with Power Fists, right? Power Fists are better. They hit harder. They have better AP. There's very, very, very small situation where chainswords could be better, and I think this is the problem with like the jump intercessors. The jump intercessors, which I've said down here, with one power fist or one power sword, really isn't going to cut it for Blood Angels. Yes, you do some mortal wounds on charging, but realistically, like you want to do damage in melee, you've got weight of attacks in melee, and I don't see how a squad full of chainsword guys, like I was really on the fence actually of buying those jump intercessors. I think I just bought them because they're new and they're cool. And I guess asking to buy the jump packs doesn't necessarily relate to I want to make more jump intercessors. Because I don't think jump intercessors are that exciting. I really don't. I think a unit with just chainswords is not exciting to me at all. A good example is the jump intercessors replaced those assault squads. The assault squads had 2 eviscerators and 2 special weapons in the squad. And that felt really decent. So feeling like losing them to just have a squad that's replaced with chainswords, yes, we can have a power fist and a plasma pistol or something like that, but overall, yeah, I was really on the fence because I don't see how I'm going to put jump intercessors in my army, period. I don't think they're a strong unit. I get that you can do some mortal wounds on charging. That's fine. But yeah, overall, I'm underwhelmed by them, and I'm underwhelmed by the lack of weapon options. So I guess, and I think there's another few examples of this, like, right, Death Company Intercessors. So I get 13,000 people that follow this channel. I honestly think about 1% of them even bought the Death Company Intercessors. Maybe more people bought them, but nobody runs them in their army list. Because out of the 5 Intercessors, you can have 1 Power Fist, or you can have 1 Thunderhammer. And it's like the Firstborn variant are just so much better. And Outriders are another unit that was like that for me, where it was like Outriders came out in the Indomitus box with no options, right? And then they got their standalone kit, and it also had no options. So I get, like, maybe the problem is, like, when you're bringing out these standalone kits, you don't want to put a million different weapon options in their Games Workshop. I get that. I mean, that's probably not cost effective if most people just want to run the standard options. But we do have, like, if you scroll to the back of the Space Marine Codex or the Armory, there is a list of weaponry that the Space Marines use typically. So you've been doing it for Horus Heresy, where you're selling like 10 guns in a box. I'm not entirely sure which guns. I think you sell maybe like melta-guns, or you maybe even sell like power fists or something. But I don't play Horus Heresy, so I'm not entirely sure. But I guess my point is, like, could we not have, like, if we go back to this, like a Primaris weapon upgrade kit or something? I guess the issue with that is that they've removed the need to pay for weapons to try and balance the game. Which is fine. I guess that's a decision. I don't know where the future is headed, but I just want to say that, like, my thought is they should sell those individual pieces, because if they don't, if people buy them on eBay, they make no money. If people buy third-party stuff, they make no money. And people will do that. I will do that. There's probably a line here where, like, the second 5 Storm Shields is more than $10 for me. I'm probably not buying them from eBay, and I'm probably just going to reseller. This is the very first release that I've seen of this new jump pack. I'm sure there'll be a better one available soon. I'm sure people will be selling it on eBay soon. So at that point, why can't we just get these? And I would rather give my money to, like, I'd rather just buy them. and get them in a timely fashion, and get the good support and customer service that comes with Games Workshop. That's my opinion. I'd like you to do a survey on these kits and ask people what they think, because I do not rate this Primaris upgrade sprue at all. And yeah, that's kind of my rant for today. I know it's a completely random video. I don't know what you think about it. Leave me a comment down below if you agree with me, or you're welcome to disagree with me. I have my opinion. My opinion's definitely maybe a little bit skewed by the fact that for many years I've been playing Warhammer and I've been allowed customization in my squads, and with 10th edition we've lost some of that. But I don't think the goal is to completely remove all customization. I get that you want units that can do one thing or certain things, but if we use like some of the Blood Angels units, for example, like a Death Company unit should have strong melee and be able to charge in and kill things. And where it stands at the moment is you can take 4 different weapon options in that Death Company. You can have chainswords, you can have power weapons, you can have power fists, and you can have thunderhammers, and they all cost the same points. But right now, the power fists seem like they're miles ahead of everything else. And I was going to say, I don't really understand the logic behind that, of not... yeah, I don't understand the logic, but I guess it's like... yeah, I don't understand the logic of like there just being one definitive weapon option, but I guess that's a side effect of the fixed points costs. And I guess that's the other reason, like... I don't know what I'm going to do with those jump intercessors. I guess I'm going to make them, but like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Like, I don't think I'm putting them in any of my army lists, because it's just chainswords. And if you're playing like Gladius detachment, which I think is arguably stronger than the Sons of Sanguinius detachment at the moment, then they're just strength 4 weaponry. And strength 4 weaponry is not ideal in the current edition. It really isn't. But there we go. Interesting video. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.